Hi, everyone. How are you? This is the Love and Money Show. Today is Sunday, and I usually interview people on Sundays, but uh, it has been rescheduled to the following Sunday. Hence, you have moi. And so today we're going to be talking about financial independence. And as you know, financial independence is when you get to a point where you can do whatever you're passionate about and you're not worried about money. You're not thinking about money whatsoever. So you are just doing whatever you want to do in life. That is uh, freedom, financial freedom, what we call freedom. So this concept is new to some people, and there are actually levels to this. Did you know that there are levels to this? All of these years I've been in school, and I have never heard that there are levels to this. So first of all, you have to have the concept of financial freedom, which a lot of people have not heard of. And then there are levels to it. So I'm just going to talk about the different levels very quickly. So the first level, the base level, we're going to start at the base and then we're going to move to what you hear people talking about is financial independence. And so this is a journey that some people are on to financial independence. There's a huge segment of the population that is not even aware of this journey, which I find very interesting. Then there are people on the other spectrum who have already reached financial independence and they aren't going to share a word about it. And then there are people in the middle that are on this journey to financial independence. So I'm going to talk about the levels. So the first level, the base level, financial dependence. And so we have all been at this point uh, in one phase of life or another. That is when you are dependent on someone. You are not making that much money. Either you're not making money at all or you're spending more money than you make. Basically, you're not making enough money. And so as a result, you are reliant on other people. Uh, you're reliant on your parents or your friends or your family members. You're asking people to borrow money because you don't know how you're going to make it, basically. Um, you may be reliant on your children if you are a parent and you are basically struggling. This is financial dependence. You are a state of dependence. That's the base level. And the way you get out of that is guess how? You get a job or a source of income. It doesn't have to necessarily be a job. It could be something right under your nose that you don't realize. Maybe you own a rental property and you're not using it. So go find a tenant and get income that way. So, a job or a source of income, that is how you get out of that stage of dependence, of struggling, of depending on someone else. It's actually quite humbling. It's quite humbling. So, financial dependence, that is the base level. That's one. Number two, financial solvency. You're starting to move up. That is the survival stage. You heard of the survival stage. Survival, but the stage underneath it, there's a stage underneath surviving. That's the dependent stage. So financial dependence, then financial solvency, which is a survival stage. So your expenses are less than what you're earning. You can pay your bills. You have a little bit left over. But if something were to happen, it would put you into crisis. Like you need a car repair all of a sudden, or someone gets ill and have a huge medical bill. So you're not quite stable yet because if something were to happen, it would interrupt you greatly. Car, rep- car repair, medical bills, stuff like that. Financial solvency. That's stage two. And the way you get out of that level is get a higher paying job. I know with discrimination going on, sometimes people are not going to hire you. People hire people who look that like them, whether you want to admit it or not. People hire people who look like them. So when it comes to finding a higher paying job, what you can do is reach out to staffing agencies. They make money when you're employed. So their desire is for you to be employed. So reaching out to staffing agencies, higher paying job, increasing your income and lowering your expenses, cutting back on extravagances. So finding ways to increase your income and decreasing your expenses. That is how you get out of that second stage of financial solvency, survival. Number three, financial stability. This is a stability stage. So at this stage, you are able to save money every month. And you can save money for emergencies or reserves. You still have debt and you still have things like mortgages, student loans, but you're more stable because you have money to put away now. You can put away money for emergencies, reserves, things like that. However, at this stage, you are still vulnerable to guess what? You're vulnerable to unemployment, vulnerable to illness, like huge medical bills or your car breaking down. So financial stability is when you have extra money now that you're putting away. Financial stability. So in this stage, what's important is that you save at least 6 months of expenses. This is stage three, financial stability. And as I go through these stages, I'd like for you to figure out where you're at. What stage are you at? Stage number four, debt freedom. Debt freedom. And then, so as far as debt freedom, different people have different ideals of whether you should have debt or not. You have Dave Ramsey who is against debt whatsoever. Then you have Robert Kiyosaki who says use debt, use leverage to build wealth. But I'm just talking about the levels as far as what we have not been taught in school, that there are actually levels to this. And level four is debt freedom. In level four, debt freedom, you have paid off most of your debts and you are mostly debt free. You are working on paying off your student loans. You're working on paying off your car. You're working on paying off your house. You have cash reserves for emergency and you are investing. Stage four, debt freedom. Stage five, financially secure. This is when you have enough assets to cover your expenses. So, for example, think about how much bills you have every month. Say your bills are $5,000 a month. You have enough assets to cover that. So, your rental property is bringing in 5,000 a month, or your business is bringing in 5,000 a month. So, you have enough assets to cover your expenses. You can cover your emergencies, and there is no debt in this stage. So you are able to pay things with your investing income. So this rental property is paying all your bills, or this business is paying all your bills. So in this stage, uh, you're also investing, and you are earning more money with things like a business. So this is stage five, financially secure. You have enough assets to cover your expenses. So, did you know, first of all, that you are supposed to be acquiring assets? That the goal is to be acquiring assets. Did you know that is a goal, first of all? Number 6, financial reliability. Financial reliability. You have assets and your investments meet your living costs. Step 7, financial freedom. You're ready to quit your job. Step 8, financial independence. Your needs are met by your investment income and you are doing whatever you want. You are traveling, you're enjoying experiences, and you're doing things that you desire to do. You can stop working. Financial independence. Then there's a step above financial independence. Did you know there is a step above financial independence? So before I go into that, I think it's interesting that step 7 is financial freedom, and then step 8 is financial independence. Because I remember interviewing someone who retired at the age of 30 who did not like the term financial freedom. She preferred the term financial independence. And at that time, I figured that those terms were interchangeable: financial freedom, financial independence. However, she saw financial freedom as a scam term that scam artists like to use, financial freedom, and she considered financial independence a more legit term. There is a whole community out here called the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. So she preferred financial independence, being more legit, where people are honest and they have really good intentions. Their desire is to see you succeed, not to scam off of you or whatever. So there was this interchange between financial freedom and financial independence. And the reason why I bring that up is because at the time, I thought that those were just interchangeable terms, that there was really no difference. But looking at the levels, there is a level to this. Financial freedom is first, and financial independence is next. Financial independence is higher than financial freedom. And so I just find that to be interesting. So after financial independence is reached, there is another step that we do not hear about, and that is called financial abundance. Have you heard of the term financial abundance? So, financial abundance is when you have more money than you need, you have a surplus, and you are using this money for things like investing in more businesses, investing in more property, investing in charity, or creating your own charity. You have a surplus and you don't worry about money. Money is not an issue to you. Money is no concern to you. There is a surplus. And so those are the stages of financial independence. I find it interesting that there are levels to this. So figure out what level you're at. And if you're interested, get on the journey because a huge segment of the population does not even realize that there is a journey, first of all. So that those are the stages of financial independence, the 8 stages of financial independence. And then the last step is financial abundance, a surplus. You have more money than you need. And so, speaking of stages, yours truly will be on stage this weekend, September 2nd and 3rd. So come out and see me. It's a play. If you want to have some fun, come out and see me. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. The name of the play is called Friends, Friends. And it will be a lot of fun. If you want to have fun this weekend, come on out and see me. And then after the play, come up and talk to me and introduce yourself to me and let me meet you face to face. All right. So this is the Love and Money Show. If you like this show, please hit the like button. It helps the channel. Hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber and leave a comment. Have a good rest of your nights, and I will see you on the next video.